Executive Officer of the authority, CPA Nicodemus Mkama, made the assurance during the launch of preference shares of Tanzania Chamber of Commerce, Industry and Agriculture, TCCIA Investment PLC in Dar es Salaam, and adding that the move to introduce the product in the market is a part of the National Economic Empowerment Policy.
It's been a very great day for the development of the financial sector as we have launched the sale of right issue for TCCIA investment. That's going to raising of funds of 10.52 billion, which are going to be used to be invested in different securities that are going to be listed on the Dar es Salaam Stock Exchange. We argue other companies in the private as well as public sectors to use capital market to facilitate getting funds that are going to expand their businesses.
On the other hand, the board chairman of the TCCIA Investment PLC, Fortunatus Magambo, says that the sale of preference shares officiated today is expected to be closed in December this year, hoping to collect an amount of 10.58 billion shillings.
Describing in this right issues, actually for the shareholder, is going to have a lot of profit, because if you can see, if you're buying a share for 145, and then after, if you're becoming a shareholder, the company's having almost a price of 486. That's a very big margin.
We have reached so many of our shareholders who have emails and phone numbers, but there's been an issue in getting some of the people who have changed their numbers. So we are calling upon them to please subscribe, to know that there's an offer that is going on, to call on us, iTrust, call on TCCIA, so that we are able to subscribe before 1st of December.
The Deputy Minister of Education, Science and Technology, Omar Kapinga, says that the government plans to ensure that the country embraces the advancement of new technologies emerging around the world, including artificial intelligence, whereby upgrading policies and curricula are ready to transform teaching in primary schools. The Deputy Minister was opening the first African conference of experts and researchers from various countries who meet in Arusha, insisting that the conference is an important step to achieve the goals.
Artificial intelligence serves as a guiding force that can illuminate pathway toward increased productivity, enhance the quality of life, and strong economic growth. The integration of artificial intelligence into our industries can potentially stimulate advancements that not only drive economic growth, but also generate a sustainable, inclusive, and wide-ranging benefits.
On the other hand, the organizers of the conference, the Nelson Mandela African Institute of Science and Technology, together with the University of Dodoma, identifies the purpose of the conference and the importance of technology in developing economies.
We want to quantify, let's say, cancer cells from a sample that is obtained from a patient. You can do that by using serological techniques. So serological techniques are used for teaching medical causes, radiology causes. They are also used in hospitals, in actual diagnosis, and measuring progress or prognosis of different disease conditions.
The Director General of the African Union of Broadcasting, AUB, Gregor Njaka, urges media in Africa to capitalize on artificial intelligence to speed up content production and distribution. He made those remarks in Abu Dhabi at the ongoing Media Congress that is taking place in Abu Dhabi, insisting that the modern artificial intelligence will increase accuracy and fasten distribution of content on African opportunities and cultures. TBC reporter Rehema Sababili, who is attending the Congress, has more.
Mount Kilimanjaro, the Serengeti National Park in the idyllic tropical island of Zanzibar.
This is the robot called Echo. They use artificial intelligence, have the ability to give the information you want more than 95%, and has been an attraction on the ongoing Congress.
this guy is an employee at our company. He has an employee number, which is 101, and he goes around in the company. The researchers are writing their research. They can just stop him, click one button, and ask him verbally. Because instead of typing everything, going into 17 websites to find one idea or one fact, you can just do it through Echo.
Participating in the dialogue at the ongoing Congress, the AUB Director General Grigon Jaka says it's time for media houses in Africa to embrace artificial technology.
How we can use AI to make the promotion of our culture, our diversity, how we can use AI to show that in Africa there are people, men and women, who are working on the daily basis to promote Africa, to promote our culture. They're working to earn a living, not only for hatred, not only for war, not only because we have a lot of diseases.
On his part, UAE Minister of State for Artificial Intelligence, Omari Sultan Al-Olama, emphasized that despite the rapid changes in technology, including AI, there is a critical need for media entities worldwide to focus on becoming accredited and trusted source for accurate information.
Media entities are going to be able to distribute their content even more widespread. There is a fundamental need for the media outlets of the world to actually focus on being an accredited, trusted source for true information, because we will see a big impact of deepfakes on the media sector and on societies as a whole, and misinformation. So if your entity, if your media entity is one that believes that they need to be the authentic platform where the true content is being distributed and you're able to actually showcase that to the world.
So there's a lot of opportunities to automate routine work, but let's say the investigative journalism, opinion journalism, it still has to come from a human. There still needs a human to be there and say, hey, this is what I think. And that's the creative part that still has plenty of room to shine.
Of course, we need to allow people to use AI on their own private purposes. When it comes to inform audiences or societies, it definitely needs to be regulated as any other content that has been regulated. So in the same way you cannot spread false messages about some person, it should also be regulated when you try to spread false images about some event, for example.
So help organizations and media institutions basically correct different types of work, including spelling, grammar, morphology, style, decency, even errors in names and codes. Media institutions are installing it as a component within their existing writing systems. So once you put 2 lines of code, it will automatically correct all the errors that you have.
Among the topics that are being discussed at the Congress are AI technology, dominated media, looming threat or opportunities, nurturing talent to stimulate creativity and increase opportunity in an enhanced media ecosystem. Reporting from Abu Dhabi, Rahima Sabili.
Development Director in Tanzania for the British High Commission, Kemi Williams, says UK government will continue to support education sector in Tanzania as part of the bilateral partnership. She made the remarks while handing over vehicles to reinforce monitoring and evaluation in education sector in various councils in the country through Shule Bora project.
It's our pleasure to be here today to hand over these 2 cars, but the handing over the 2 cars is symbolic of something bigger. And it is symbolic of the partnership that we have with the government of Tanzania and the importance of our continued collaboration and dialogue.
And the Deputy Permanent Secretary, President's Office, Regional Administration and Local Government in charge of education, Dr. Charles Msonde, says Shule Bora project has helped to improve the primary education in 9 regions of Dodoma, Singida, Kigoma, Shinyanga and Simiyu. On the other hand, the Shule Bora team leader, Virgin Bryant, thanks the support and vows to ensure sustainability of the project.
This aid that we have been given will help in the monitoring process at the local government level with regards to various projects that are implemented. This will bring success that we expect.
The African Union of Broadcasting Media, AUB, has signed a memorandum of understanding agreement with the Emirates News Agency to cooperate on strengthening and shaping the media industry in Africa. While signing the agreement at the ongoing Global Media Congress held in Abu Dhabi, the Director General of the African Broadcasting Union, Gregory Njaka, enunciates that the collaboration will focus on training African journalists as well as enabling journalists to do internships in the United Arab Emirates.
The main idea of this relation is cooperation. We have to make exchange of news, and we will also try to make exchange of staff. Some of our staff in African media could come in WAM and make some internship for some days so that they can cope with the new way of doing things.
We can do things that can help our young generation, journalists, to be ready for the next, change that's happening in the world. Africa is an important place for us, and it's very close to us. So we have to continue working together and reaching to them, and they will reach to us as well.
On the other hand, some students from Africa participating in the Congress say that the conference is a platform for them to learn about the power of technology, including artificial intelligence, in bringing about positive changes in the information sector.
You shouldn't be replaced by AI in a job, and I don't think you can really be, because it's very general. It's not very personal. I think in the media sphere, there's a lot of necessity for a more personal kind of connection. I know that people connect with people, not robots. So people want to see others online. People want to see others in the face of the camera. So I don't think that AI will ever take a job, but I do believe there should be some form of regulation.
As a third world country, we also need to look specifically at what our needs are as a country and then implement it to aid that. I think we have a lot of issues in our country that could be solved and it could help us within the space. So I think we are ready, and I think we just need to implement it in a way that's beneficial to us and not apply it in a general way that the other countries are using, because then it's really just following the crowd and not doing something that's for our country.
The Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Livestock and Fisheries, Professor Ridhiki Shemdoe, says his ministry will invest 2.5 billion shillings in safe and nutritious food project for small-scale vegetable farmers and fishers to improve nutrition and stimulate their economic activities to improve their income. Speaking with TBC News in Dar es Salaam, Professor Shemdoe and Project Coordinator Professor Isaac Minde assures that the project will enhance the value chain of vegetables and fish products in Tanzania.
Tanzanians are depending on agriculture, and this agriculture consists of crop, and here we talk about vegetables for this matter, but also part of the agriculture is livestock, and part of it is fisheries. So we have been concentrating on the two, vegetables and fisheries, because these are employing the low income population in majority of them. That's why we have decided that the project should look at this as part of the Tanzanians who can actually benefit from that.
Small and medium enterprises, as I mentioned, they are going to benefit in terms of basically stepping up their incomes into greater heights. We're also expecting the farmers to benefit, farmers in the sense of farmers, for example, with the green leafy vegetables, and also we are going to probably be able to put the green leafy vegetables better on the map and recognition, which is also going to help those stakeholders who are mainly dealing with those value chains.
The project is implemented in Tanzania and Nigeria as part of improving food security in the continent and the world. Acting Vice-Chancellor of Muhimbili University of Health and Allied Sciences, Professor Apolinari Kamuhabwa, says his university will continue to innovate more scientific conferences to impact positive results in the health sector for the wider public interest. He made the remarks during the celebrations to mark the 60th anniversary of the establishment of the college. Kwanki Magumole has more details.
It has been 60 years since the establishment of the Muhimbili University of Health and Allied Sciences, where heads of various departments of the university asserts how the university has taken steps to transform the health sector in the country.
Our strategies are to expand our campus. We are currently building a new campus in Mloganzila, which will be a medical campus and shall provide other health courses, which we are also building a new medical campus in Kigoma.
Furthermore, the acting vice-chancellor of the university, Professor Apolinari Kamuhabwa, elaborates the plans set by the college's management in terms of research, while the representative of the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology gives his word.
Chuo chetu kilianzishwa mwaka 1963 kikiwa na program moja tu. Our university founded in 1963 with one doctorate program and 10 students. Today in 2023, the university has more than 4,000 students and more than 100 programs. We have funded 176 research projects, and this year Muhimbili University of Health and Allied Sciences has been recognized internationally as the best university in sub-Saharan Africa. My message to Muhimbili University of Health and Allied Sciences, as the researchers are well known and are recognized and have given research, there is still a huge opportunity to do more research that will bring greater changes in the health sector countrywide.
First of all, I'm happy to be among few students studying in MUAS, one of the best universities in Africa and the world in general. There's a lot of things that the government has done from 1963 till now. There's a lot of improvements, a lot of changes, and as students we have witnessed that. There's a very good studying environment and many improvements.
This is a very important milestone if you look at our university for the achievement we have. There is many training happening in this university. Some of them, it's happening to only university giving this training, including emergency medicine.
But what do the students have to say on MUHA's marking 60 years?
Minister of Health Umi Mwalimu says the government of Tanzania will continue to provide education on nutrition to the communities to minimize cases of non-communicable diseases caused by poor nutrition. She says that the government has launched the National Nutrition Guide after conducting an assessment and research which reveals the effects of arbitrary food consumption that may lead to deadly diseases. Hence, education on nutrition should be highly emphasized.
Education on balancing a meal is still needed, and our experts have a huge task in providing and educating the community on nutrition, because even the arrangement of a balanced meal must be in line with the actual situation of an ordinary Tanzania.
On the other hand, some nutrition experts from Food and Agriculture Organization admits that the nutrition guide is crucial for the nation following an increase in the number of non-communicable diseases globally. The nutrition guide began to be developed since 2017, and Tanzania has become the 12th country in Africa to establish the guide. The guide will provide a complete guidance on nutrition to communities and improves eating habits of Tanzanians, hence avoid non-communicable diseases. Before we wind up our local news tonight, let us now have a look on today's exchange rates according to the Bank of Tanzania, BOT. Don't miss TBC News every weekday to know all the latest in exchange rates. Time now for all the latest in international news. And here is international news.
The United Nations Security Council has adopted a resolution calling for an emergency cessation of hostilities and an increase in humanitarian aid, including medical treatment in the Gaza Strip. The resolution submitted by Malta also calls for the unconditional release of hostages held in Gaza. The resolution, which was passed by 12 yes votes against 3 countries that did not participate, also listed oil as one of the products that must be allowed. Israel's ambassador to the United Nations, Gilad Erdan, has said that Israel is working in accordance with the international law in Gaza, a claim that has been rejected by several experts. The citizens of Madagascar have voted in the presidential election after a period of campaigning that was marred by demonstrations accompanied by violence. 11 million people have registered to vote in the country of about 30 million people. The incumbent President Andry Rajoelina, who came to power for the first time in 2009, is one of the 13 candidates running for the position in the election. 10 major opposition candidates have called on voters to boycott the election. Madagascar has been in turmoil since media reports in June revealed that Rajoelina had obtained French citizenship in 2014. And the counting exercise continues in Liberia after the second round of the presidential election between President George Weah and former Vice President José Boakai. This is the second time the two have faced each other, where Weah came to power in 2018 after defeating Boakai. Weah is running for the second term failed to reach the 50% required for an outright victory in the first round of voting last month. The National Electoral Commission has said that Bokai's Unity Party has obtained 50.71% of the votes so far against Weah's Congress for Democratic Change, which obtained 49.29%.
That was international news read by Kanki Magomole. Sports news up next. In sports news, Simba Sports Club are still searching for a head coach to replace Roberto Vieira before the back-to-back CAF Champions League group stage matches against ASEC Memos from Ivory Coast at Benjamin Mkapa Stadium on November 25th in Dar es Salaam, and thereafter taking on Jwaneng Galaxy of Botswana on December 2nd. Simba Sports Club Information and Media Manager Ahmed Ali says the new coach is expected to motivate the players and do better in the upcoming tough matches and pave a way to quarterfinals of CAF Champions League.
Time is needed for our leaders to work, and I can assure you that they're working day and night to ensure that this matter is completed early. Even us, we don't like to see that we don't have a coach, because we need the coach to come early and hand over the team to him so that to work early in order to continue the fight before the time running out.
Simba is seated in Group B with opponents such as Wydad of Morocco, ASEC Memos of Ivory Coast, and Jwaneng Galaxy of Botswana. Betway marketing manager Calvin Mhina says they'll provide 4 tickets for Tanzania soccer fans to witness 2 matches that Taifa Stars will play in Ivory Coast so as to motivate their players. Speaking to TVC News in Dar es Salaam, Calvin calls on other companies to emulate the move to increase the number of soccer fans so as to go to Ivory Coast to support Taifa Stars.
Decided to take 4 Tanzanians to go witness the AFCON games in Ivory Coast, and we are very glad to see the squad. The squad is promising, the teacher is promising, thanks to the government with all the efforts they are putting in. We see flights going to several international games, so we believe as Betway we have started sending 4 people to witness the first game, which will be against Morocco, and the other game that is going to be against DR Congo. Hoping Tanzania is going to qualify for the next stages, we are going to add more tickets for Tanzanians to go witness the other games. And we see CAF, FIFA are really appreciating the fans that are in Tanzania. We have the passion, we have the reason, and we believe that this is our time and we're going to make history.
Taifa Stars plays the opening match against Morocco on January 17th and the third match against Congo on January 24th, where the sponsored fans will witness the matches. And that marks the end of the news bulletin for tonight. Don't miss our news bulletin in Kiswahili at 11 p.m. I am Teddy Mparanyanga. Have a lovely, lovely night.